To the general population, when they consider a condition that involves the gut, it simply means a tummy ache. It doesn't really mean fatigue and pain and general malaise and not being able to function properly. The idea that a bowel condition extends far beyond the bowel doesn't really resonate with the general public. And so for a lot of them, the idea is, well, if I just control my diet, or if I I take Imodium, or I take something that just maybe anti-diarrheal, that should be enough. But for some people, their flare or their disease may have nothing to do really with symptomatically with the bowel. It could be a whole host of other symptoms. But we don't do a very good job of explaining that, and we don't do a very good job of outreach and education in the general public.
With Crohn's disease, I am in the bathroom more than I was before, for sure. It's not all day though. When you're in a flare-up, you could be in there quite often, but and when you're not in a flare-up, you are still in there more than you were before you had Crohn's disease. There's a lot of other symptoms that go along with Crohn's disease though, and stomach cramps, just trouble with the passage of food through your whole digestive tract, because it can happen from your mouth to the other end. Luckily, there's little remedies you can work on. Knowing what not to eat can help you tackle some of those, and having the right supplements and over-the-counter drugs can help you as well.
Most people have gone through a scenario in their lives where they have very bad diarrhea and stomach pains, and they need to use the washroom. And I think the public reminding themselves of what that's like, and realizing that for a patient who's in a flare, they may need to get to the front of the line. They may need to use your business washroom or the private facilities, and understanding and remembering what it's like for you maybe over a day or two, and realizing, well, that may be an individual living with IBD's normal everyday existence while they're in a flare. So trying to put yourself in that person's shoes and realizing they have it hard when they're in a flare.
Some of the challenges I face living with IBD are bathroom access. I haven't actually had a lot of trouble with it so far, but there are certain occasions where if I'm in the middle of a flare-up, I do have to consider where the bathrooms are located when I'm going out and about in my day-to-day activities. I'm lucky to have an office job though, so it's usually I know where everything is. And other challenges is missing work. That not even when I'm having a flare-up, if I could sometimes eat just the wrong food, I can be late to work because I've spent the whole night in pain, not getting any sleep, and that's happened a few times. But, and you feel really guilty because it's hard to, it doesn't feel like a legitimate reason to call in sick, because I'm having digestive problems, but those are the main challenges I generally face.
Travel, it's really difficult not having access to a washroom when you're traveling. And I can remember once being on a plane as we were taxiing down the runway and just having to go, and it wasn't a terribly pleasant experience, but I actually had a very understanding flight attendant who really within about 30 seconds of getting off the ground, she realized, okay, it's probably safe enough for him to go, and I got there and it was fine. But I was lucky enough to have somebody who understood